streaming. Can you guys go on inverse trig function math 127? Go on YouTube. Why isn't mine showing up? I have to go to my channel. What's my channel? Damn it. Okay, it should be AK. Did you guys find it? You found it? What'd you Google?
I just looked up. I already had it from the previous video. That just went to your account.
Oh. Oh, just go to. Oh, there you go. There's the live right now. All right. So ask me a question. Okay, everyone go on YouTube. Be able to open this up. Because I better not get an email from you saying that you don't know how to do that yet. You guys there? Can you guys hear the volume? Test it. The volume is there? The volume is there? All right. Let's check it. So if I'm giving lecture. Oh, yeah, that's my voice. What? So, ask me a question. Someone ask me a question. No, you are wrong. What? Does it work? Boom! Do you guys see it? Did it show up? Okay, you could mute it now. He's got that? Hannah, Sam, Dakota? He's got there? Sam, did you bike today? Yeah, that's why you look so red. Like you got sunburn. Did you bike here?
No, I didn't.
Like what time? Like 5 in the morning?
Usually, but now it's
Okay. 2 plus 2 is fish. All right, you guys got. So if I'm giving a lecture, how would that work? Can you guys mute the thing? So if you guys send me, I want to know if I hear any noises. What? There's a speaker over here? Hello? Oh, it's that speaker. Okay. Now. Hello? Hello? No? All right, good. All right, let's see it. If you guys send me some text, let me see if it makes any noise. Do you know how to make this? Where is the sound coming? Oh, it's from the YouTube. There you go. All right. Oh, if I mute it, then I can't hear the sound over here. Oh. All right, we're stuck. Let's see what happens. What we can do. All right, kids. Who's opening drinks? Who's that? Come on. All right, everybody's ready? All right. Everybody got the website up? All right. Inverse trig function. So what are the functions? Y equals sine of x, y equals cosine of x, y equal tangent of x. Right, guys? So for sine of x, it will be x equals sine inverse of y. But I'm going to rewrite it as in like this. Y equals sine inverse of x. And then y equals cosine inverse of x. And y equals tangent inverse of x. That's what we'll be looking at. All right? Good? Now, let's look at the first one. Y equals sine inverse of x. So sine inverse, if I'm drawing, sine inverse lives between first and the fourth quadrant. Another way of looking at that would be, the domain would be negative pi over 2 to positive pi over 2. And here's the reason, there's a graphical reason for it, because we want to restrict it to get one-to-one function. But in trig class, the reason we're doing it is because sine is positive in the first quadrant and negative in the fourth quadrant. And we need these positive and the negative answers, okay? What about y equal cosine inverse of x? Cosine inverse of x lives in, let me use this color. Notice they include the endpoints. So it lives from 0 to pi. And again, why did I use the trig reason for that is first positive in the first quadrant and negative in the second quadrant. Okay? Question? Name tag, buddy, back there. All right, good. Oh, here's the thing: is just in case if you do think you guys are getting sick, just don't send me emails saying that, oh, I feel sick, I don't feel like showing up. For me not to give you any absent is, you feel sick, that's fine. Go get yourself COVID-19 test and then show me the result, positive or negative, and that's how I'll excuse you, okay? If it's positive, like, you're just like home arrest for 2 weeks. And you guys are a healthy bunch of kids. It's not going to affect you guys that much, but it's just your parents or whoever you live with, they're going to get affected by it. There are places you could go free testing, you know, like you guys know about all those? You know where to go to get the testing? Alexis?
Yeah.
You know that?
I know.
Kyle? Kyle? No, I'm asking Kyle. Okay, everybody knows where it is, right? Okay, good. It's free testing. They prefer you to make the appointment. You could do it without appointment, but all right. You guys got it? All right. The last one is y equal tangent inverse of x. Tangent inverse of x is a little bit tricky. Let me use red. Y'all see it? It's first on the fourth quadrant, but it will not include those two endpoints. Okay? Now, let me just explain for the sine inverse. For the sine, red is hard to see. I'll use this. For the sine inverse of x, Why did we get the answer negative pi over 2 to positive pi over 2? So if you graph sine, it kind of looks like this, right, guys? So it also kind of looks like that. So on, right? And in order to have an inverse function, do you guys remember this? It has to pass the horizontal line test. It fails the horizontal line test, right? But if I restrict the function to negative pi over 2, positive pi over 2, it what? It passes it. And almost all the answer in the first and the fourth quadrant are will repeat. All the answers will repeat in the second or the third quadrant, but it will be positive or negative. And that's where the restrictions come from. Are we good? Alrighty then. Now, why we're studying that? So I want to know what's sine inverse of 1/2. What is that? Do you guys have your table? Take out your table. Take out your table. So whatever we're dealing with inverse trig functions, it's trying to find the angle. What is this angle theta? Okay? Another way of looking at this would be sine of theta equals 1/2, right? So if you have that table, what is theta? What is theta, Sam? Is that correct? Theta becomes what? Is that correct according to the table? No, it is, right? That's right. Huh? No, that's the correct answer, but there's other things going to happen. That is correct in this case. So we got that. But am I going to give you this easy questions on the test? Hannah? No. I'm not going to give you this easy question. So on the test, I'm going to make it more interesting. I'm going to make it more fun. What is sine inverse of 1/2? Okay? Let's go back to the first one. Sine inverse of positive 1/2. What is that? And we got the theta to be what? Pi over 6, right, guys? You got to ask yourself right now, is pi over 6 inside negative pi over 2 to positive pi over 2? Is that where it is? Where is pi over 6? It's right over here. So it works. Right? Alexis, good? Pi over 6 is in this quadrant. Yeah, because it has to live. Remember the restrictions for the sine inverse? The answer, the theta angle has to live from negative pi over 2 to positive pi over 2. If it doesn't live in there, then you're doing something wrong. It has to live in that. Good? So now, let's make the problem interesting now. So instead of, we're going to do negative of that. So we need to find out what is this theta. Y'all ready? Hannah? Ready? No, you're supposed to say no. So another way of looking at it is sine of theta equals negative 1/2. Right? All right, I'm going to pick on Pedro now. Did you just call your Lord's name? Am I that scary? All right, are you ready, Pedro? Started to get more confidence. First, oh Lord, now it's maybe. If I ask one more time, it was like, yes, you'll be ready. Right, Hannah? You're reversing. No, you're regressing. All right, Sam, what is it? Is it yes or no? You were not paying attention. Ugh. All right, so let's look at it. So we have this issue, this negative, right? Let's worry about the negative later. Let's ask ourselves, what is sine of theta equals 1/2? And we know that. What is that answer? Theta is what? Pi over 6, right? But let's go back to this one. Because it's negative, the final answer, the angle has to live in the fourth quadrant. Have I lost anybody yet? Remember, sine is positive and negative over here. And what is this? Do you remember this negative right over here? Because of this negative, the theta has to live in the fourth quadrant. Good? And we know the reference angle. What's the reference angle over here? What is it? Pi over 6. So what's the measurement of actual angle in this case? It's not that difficult. What is it? What is it? Yeah, but it's now this way. What is it? Negative pi over 6. And that's your answer. Are you guys good? All right, kids. Now let's look at cosine inverse of negative root 2 over 2. What is that? All right, Jamie, are you ready? All righty then, Jamie. So how do I set this up? Don't do the answer yet. How do I set it up? Yeah, so cosine of theta equals negative root 2 over 2, right? That's all we have. That's the setup. Good? Dakota, ready for the next one? Okay. Are you guys sleepy? Or are you guys hungry? What's happening? Are you sleepy or hungry, Hannah?
I'm not sleepy, but I am hungry.
Let's talk about food now. Found the better taco place in town now. Did I ever tell you that the best taco place in town? Where it is? No? Okay, good. You will never know. Found it even better where it was. That taco is so good. Every time I go there, I see different car parked there, and the car is from Mexico. So if Mexicans are going there to eat tacos, that must be really good. So the Mexican tourists come over here, and they try that taco. It must be that good. And it is that good. And do you guys want to know where that is? Alexis, yes? You want to know? Sorry, I can't give it to you. Does that make you hungry? All right. You were wondering about the food? All right. So now we're looking at cosine inverse. Cosine inverse lives where, guys? What quadrant? Not all at once. Go ahead. Jamie? First and... What the heck is this? First and the second. Which is what? 0 to pi. All right? So it's from 0 to pi. My theta angle has to be between 0 to pi. It cannot be more than that, right? Are we good? So the next question is, what is this negative doing? What quadrant the angle is going to be at? Where is it? It's going to be at the second quadrant. Why? Because it's positive over here, negative over here. You all see that? Now let's figure out this reference angle. What's this reference angle over here? Am I losing anybody yet? Kyle? No? Alexis? All right. So let's find out the reference angle. Cosine of theta equals square root of 2 over 2. So what's the reference angle in this case? Use the table, and what do you guys get? Sam, you tell me. Let's go. What is it? Is that correct? What? Is that right, Kyle? You sure? Okay. All right. So the reference angle is what in this case? Pi over 4. So what is the measurement of this angle then? John? What is this angle? Yeah, John. What? How do you find the measurement of this angle, given this is pi over 4? That's 45 degrees. Yeah, but what's the measurement of this angle? You guys did that on the first exam. Jamie? Yeah, and what is that? 3 pi over 4. Guys, it's scary. If you guys don't know how to find the reference angle at this stage, you guys are going to struggle like crazy. So 3 pi over 4. And we're done. So the measurement of the angle is 3 pi over 4. Okay? Are we good? So, let me give you another problem. Tangent inverse of So again, you gotta draw the sector, and where does tangent inverse live? Where does the tangent inverse live? What is it, Adrian? 1 and 4. Does it include the 2 endpoints? Let's open circle. All right, kids. You ready, Dakota? So how do you set up the problem? Yep. So now we worry about the negative part later. So what does the negative does? Where is the angle? Where is the angle going to live? First or the fourth? Where is it? Fourth quadrant. Right over here. So now let's ask ourselves, what is tangent of theta equals square root of 3? What is that? Use the table. Are you using the table, Miss Alexis? Oh, just raise your hand. Yeah, just raise your hand. I'll slow down. And I'll talk about food more. Not the inverse. It's the reference angle is pi over 4. So what's the measurement of the actual angle? Yeah. Yeah, because this gives you the reference angle. That's not an actual angle, right? So we use the reference angle to cut out all our work. And once we find the reference angle, we've tried to find what's the measurement of the actual angle, and we look at it from the x-axis, right? Yes, because we picked it on the second quadrant because it's negative. Good question. Raise your hand, even though I scare you guys. Do I scare you guys? No? Did you say no? I should scare you, Hannah. You're supposed to say yes at this point. Pedro, do I scare you? He's taking forever. Yes. There you go. There you go. That's how it works. All right. So according to the table, let's go to tangent of theta equals square root of 3. What is theta? Jamie. What? Is that correct? John? So the theta, in this case, the reference angle is pi over 3. So what's the actual angle? So it has to go negative side of it. And what is it? What? It's super easy. Negative pi over 3. Are we good? Yeah? Y'all kids ready? Solve Did I do the attendance? Oh, dang it. I'll do it after I finish my lecture. You good, Kyle? All right, let's look at it. Solve for x. How do we solve for x, guys? Right, guys? So x equals cosine of pi over 4. And what is cosine of pi over 4, guys? That is correct. Good? Question right now, before we do the other trig functions. Any questions? Kyle? No? John? No? Now, am I going to give you this type of question on the test? Dakota?
I hope so.
Poor you. Your hope is going to be all destroyed and shattered. All right. The type of question you're going to get. Ooh, this is interesting. This is the type of question you're going to get. Sine of tangent inverse of 1/2. So do you guys remember your SOHCAHTOA? Do you guys remember your SOHCAHTOA? Yeah? So we're going to use SOHCAHTOA. How do we use SOHCAHTOA? Y'all ready? Tangent inverse of 1/2 is equal, what is it actually? Theta, right? And we're going to draw it in this triangle. So tangent of theta equals 1/2. Right? And SOHCAHTOA tells us tangent is what? Opposite over adjacent, right? You get 1 over 2. So what's the hypotenuse in this case? Adrian? What's the hypotenuse in this case? √5. Are we good? So we got to use this table again. And what did I say? Tangent of theta equals some angle. So I'm going to rewrite this again. Sine of, instead of writing tangent inverse of 1/2, I'm going to write theta. And we have this triangle right over here. And what does it tell us? So that's my theta. Sine is what? Opposite over what? Someone said it loud? No, sine. What? That is correct. Don't be so afraid. You said you're not scared of me and like you get scared answering me. What? You're just scared being wrong? What the heck? You're scared being wrong. Aren't we wrong all the time in life? Think about that. Who is right about life? Does anybody know? Come on, guys. It's an easy answer. Do you know who is right about life? Come on. You all know that. Our supreme leader, Donald Trump. You didn't know that? Come on. All right. 1 over hypotenuse. You don't know if I'm joking or if I'm being serious. If I really love Trump or if I'm making fun of him. So I did call last time that Trump was going to win the presidency. This time, not likely. All right. You guys got it? Good? So that's my final answer. Let's do another problem. Cosine of sine inverse of -1/3 . So again, let's make the triangle using this. Okay? All right, who should I pick on? Jamie again. So sine of theta equals -1/3. Ooh, this is interesting. This is what? You do have the triangle, but not triangle is in what quadrant? What quadrant is it in? Come on, guys. This is negative, and we're dealing with sine inverse. What quadrant are we talking about? What? 4th quadrant. All right. So now, since it's at the 4th quadrant, and SOHCAHTOA tells us what? Opposite over hypotenuse. But we have this negative. Where does this negative go? It has to go at the -1. Hypotenuse is always positive, and if you look at this y-axis, it's negative over here. Hence, it has to be negative. So what is this missing side? Sam, what's the missing side? Is that correct? 2√2. I don't care. I'm a simple man with very little need, so. All right. You got that? So now, let's go back again. I'm going to substitute this right over here. I get cosine of theta. And we're going to go back to this triangle again. And cosine of theta tells us what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So √8/3. Is that correct? Y'all got that? Jamie? All right. Next. Alexis. You ready? Are you still copying it? Okay. Raise your hand. It's not that difficult to raise your hand. You kids don't like to move around at all. Well, no, you do dirt bike, but that's not exercising, is it? Just sit and just twist it, and you just move up, right? Yeah, that's what I think. I played video games off dirt bike. I just press a button, and I've seen those motor like they just twist their wrist. That's all they do. Right, Alexis? No, you're supposed to prove me wrong. I'm trolling. Oh my God, you guys don't get angry at all. Do you not have an anger problem in your life? You don't like to get angry? Did I tell you jokes last class? Or 2 classes ago? Did I tell you a joke? How does a mermaid washes her fin? With the tide. Yes, let it sink in, guys. Let it sink in. It is a good one. All right. You guys are soulless. You don't even laugh. All right, kids. Cosine inverse of 1/3. All right, try this problem. Do you guys need a hint? Dakota, do you need a hint? Y'all done? Adrian done? Man, you guys are yawning a lot today. Is it cloudy outside? No, it's not. Alexis, are you done? Okay, how far did you go? Tell me.
I know that the size of the triangle.
Okay, so let's do all the way from the beginning. What's the setup? Right? And then what? No. Okay, that's okay too. But what quadrant of triangle is it going to be in? We have this negative over here, right? So what quadrant the triangle is going to be at? Cosine inverse lives in what quadrant? Yeah, it lives in the first and the second. Because it's negative, we're looking at the second quadrant. Right, guys? Now we could use SOHCAHTOA. Hannah, you ready? No. Or Sam? Pedro, you ready? Yeah. So if I use cosine of theta as negative 1/3, help me out. Fill up the triangle. It's SOHCAHTOA. Negative 1 where? Here? 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 Here. I'm messing with you, Pedro. Pedro is so frustrated. All right. And then what about 3? Good. Good job. So what's the missing side, John? And what? Not that, Jason. What's the number? What is it? What's the missing side? Huh? Root 8? Why am I picking on these numbers? Darn it. All right. So we did the hardest part. Alexis, you ready now? So now tangent of theta, because I'm substituting this back. Tangent of theta equals what, guys? Yes, John. Negative. It's, oh, negative root 8. That is correct. It's because opposite over adjacent, which is negative root 8. Ah. Good job. All right, Sam, you ready? All right. To vote for Trump? You said yes already. Oh, Sam, you're the pariah now. I'm just messing with you. You might be a Trump supporter. We don't know. So he's a very attractive man, if you ever think about that. Like, for a 73-year-old man, like, can you imagine your grandpa like that? Well, yeah, it's gonna be racist. Like, if someone is that old, 50-50 chance they're not racist. All right, ready, kids? Did I just make fun of half of your grandparents right now? Are they alive? If they're not alive, then that's fine. Don't get offended by it. Oh, forgot this stuff. All right, let's go back to all the way in the beginning. So we did sine inverse, cosine inverse, tangent inverse, right, guys? So now we're going to look at this one. Y equal cosecant inverse of x. All right, cosecant inverse of x lives in cosecant inverse of x lives in negative pi over 2 to positive pi over 2, but y can be 0. So if I'm graphing that, but you have this open circle. That's your cosecant inverse, okay? Next, we're going to look at y equal secant inverse of x. Secant inverse of x lives from 0 to pi, but y can't be pi over 2. What color should I use for secant? Mike, what color should I use for secant inverse? I'm using green. All right. All right. So it's going to be from, and it's going to be what? It doesn't include that. Do you understand that open circle, right? Do you guys remember that? Good, Jamie? All right. Now, the next one, we're going to use y equal cotangent inverse of x. Now, cotangent inverse is a little bit tricky. Do you guys see the tangent inverse? The red one? You think a cotangent is going to be like that? No. Cotangent is going to be from 0 to pi. And, oh yeah, it's just going to be 0 to pi. And I'll use the color red. Okay, so let's do a hard problem. Ready, kids? Y'all ready? Is your brain hurting yet? Are you hungry yet? Hungrier? Hannah? What are you guys going to have? What are you going to have dinner? What? You can't think that far. Who's gonna have a good food? Kyle, what are you gonna have? You don't know. Is the food gonna be ready when you go home? Maybe. Do you prepare it? Who prepares it for you? You have a good girlfriend. You should. That's a keeper. The only person that prepares food for me is my mom, but I scream at her, "Bring me food now!" And then close the door behind you when you leave. You guys don't do that when you're growing up? No? You never screamed at your mom? Nobody has ever done that? No? You never did? I hate you, Mom. Why'd you bring me to this earth? All right, those are dark humor. All right, so let's do a hard problem. All right, Kyle, this is for you. Are you gonna text her? It's like, what are you cooking me tonight, Kyle? So let's solve this. So tangent inverse of u equals what? Theta. Should I walk around? Do you guys need, you want me to slow down a bit? Pedro, you good? You want me to slow down a bit? Okay, all right. I see John already got some food. What'd you had? Oh, you didn't grab any food over there? Gas station hot dog is the best hot dog ever. Don't you do that? Aren't you vegetarian? You're vegan. Oh, that's like, oh, you're like, vegan people are like so pale, they cannot reproduce blood and all that. Like they run for 10 seconds and they're like dead. What? See, you don't understand. I'm a close-minded person. I like to make fun of things that I don't understand, and I refuse to understand who on the difference. Alexa's giving me the look with this on. That's why I voted for Trump, because him and I, we think alike. So, all right. So we're gonna make a triangle. So remember, so tangent of theta equals what? U. Is it U? It's just U over 1. If you ever date somebody named 1, you're over 1. You could text her saying that I'm over you. You suck. Here it is. U over 1. There you go. All right, kids. So how do I make the triangle? Tangent. What is what? Kyle, I'm looking at you. Tangent is what? Sokotoa. No, U is the opposite. Don't overthink, Kyle. And what is this side? Somebody else? Adjacent. So opposite over adjacent. Right? So I get U over 1. So what is this missing side? Sam, you ready? What's the missing side? Not quite. It's U squared plus 1 squared. You're there almost. Remember, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? That's what I'm using. So from that, I get u squared plus 1. Does anybody need explanation for that? Or you got it? Dakota? That makes sense right now, so far? We got the triangle done. So let's go back, finish the problem. So sine of theta equals what in this case? You all see that? You get what? U over. Does that make sense? How many of you plan to take calculus 2? Who needs to go beyond calculus 1? Raise your hand. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to come back again in calculus 2, but in crazy way. All right? Good. Jamie? All righty then. Let's take out your calculator. I don't have it in here. No, you don't need to. I think you guys are smart enough to use your calculator. Yeah, you guys are smart enough to use your calculator. Oh, yep, that's it. That will conclude today's lecture.